to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner is DSN Data Science Nigeria.
On me, so stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Congratulations, DSN, on winning the AI ML Excellence Awards and the AOT 5.0 Awards. We all want to say congratulations!
For the champions, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Here we go.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, DSN.
It's just life that
Congratulations, DSN.
have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. And when I fall down, pick myself back.
Congratulations to DSN.
Fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up.
You did it.
Stand up,
Congratulations, DSN.
stand up, stand up.
With AI, our foundation just recently put out a challenge to ask for ideas about using AI to reduce inequity. And we reached out and got 1,300 proposals, and half of those came from Africa. And my next visit back to the continent, which will be in October in Senegal, we'll have a chance to celebrate the winners of that contest that looked very, very promising.
name is Godwin Kwame Fuji. I'm a parent.
My name is Kabuji Mohammed and I'm a teacher.
And my name is Edwin Hillary, a youth advocate and children advocate from Youth for Change Initiative.
My name is Anolapo Ayipe.
My name is Oyebade Grace Omulola, a teacher in this great school, State Senior High School.
I'm Rebecca Ode from Dreams from the Slum Empowerment Initiative.
My name is Mrs. Diokeke. I'm a teacher and a parent.
I see TikTok as a child play.
Videos that were downloaded from maybe TikTok. I even thought most of those videos are just for fun, on useful purposes.
Right.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very sure that you're excited as we continue on. So you're welcome to Free Data Science and Data Analytics Training Day 3. And I'm very sure you're excited. You've learned a lot from what machine learning is, types of machine learning, to the hands-on session that we started yesterday with NumPy. And I want to continue today on other courses, other parts of the courses that are very important. So without taking much of our time, I would like to introduce our tutor for today's class, and none other person than Oluwatobi Omotowa. Please, with your favorite emoji, let us celebrate Oluwatobi as she takes the class. And those on site, please let us give Oluwatobi a round of applause as she starts the class today. Over to you, Oluwatobi.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to class. How are we doing today? Please, can you see my screen? Those online. All right, that's great. Today we are going to be talking about pandas. We begin with pandas. And Panda is a Python library that that we use for analytics and for manipulating numerical data. So let me show that. Here, yeah, exactly. It's a multi-dimensional data structure and analysis tool for manipulating numerical data. So here are the data types that are recognized in pandas. You know, we already have text, which is represented as the object here. We have integers, we have floats, we have Boolean, of course, date and time values, and so on. So let's start hands-on exercises here. So first of all, to be able to use pandas package, we have to import it. And this is how we import pandas, just like the way we imported NumPy yesterday. So can we start trying that now? Have we done that? That's online. Are we on page? Okay, for our first lesson, we'll try creating a list, a data frame, like a small table. So small tables, in Pandas, we use the function data frame to create that. So first, we have to define our data, our parameters, our values. So we'll create a list of lists. Can we quickly do that? Then for the second line here, we'll add this. You want to try something here. Please let me know when you've written this exercise. Have we written that? Okay, I see someone is done. How about the rest?
I wonder if the second data frame should have taken the arguments data2 or instead of data.
Yes, we should have taken data too. Let me correct that. Those online, if you are done, please notify me with your favorite emoji. Are you done? Is everyone else done? Okay. So Now, let me explain what we have here. So we're trying to create a table. And how we can do that with pandas is first create a list within a list. So within this list, we'll have both what we want in each row. So that's why the first list is our first row, second list, second row, third list, third row. So if you run that, we'll have, can you run it now? Yeah. What do you have for DF?
Name, age.
So yes, name, age. So for this first one, we just ran the first data here. We've not done this data too. What do we notice about this data? When we run this, we had to add the attributes for the headers because it wasn't specified here. We had to manually add the header by ourselves. But when we run this second data, let's run it. Everyone run DF2. So we see that with the second one that we're doing here, that we call the dictionary, but within this dictionary, it already has header keys, the header as its keys, then the content within as the value. So you can create at least either of these two ways. Do we get it? Those online, please respond. Okay, so we've learned now that if we want to create a small table, we need the function within the Python's package data frame. So let's move on. That's what we just did here. It gets us the same answer. So moving on, let's add to this data 2. Add in an extra key and its values. Call it location. Have we done that?
Yes.
Okay. Print DF2.
Print them.
What did we get?
It includes the location column. still printing, still running DF. When you can run DF. I'm not comfortable about it. Yeah, probably because you have way too many values in the location. Yeah, too many values in the location. So it's supposed to be 3, I guess. So you have about 5. Could this call?
All right. So we see we've created an extra column and its values. Can we move on?
Yes.
Okay. This way, we use a dictionary to create a data frame.
Dictionary looks more attractive.
Yes, it is. Can we all try checking the data type for DF for the data frame we just created? How will we do that? Which function? Which function are we going to use to do this? D type? Do you think it's D type?
Yes, D type.
Exactly. Can we try that? And tell me what the data type for state is from your results. State. Oh, capital, sorry. Everyone online, please do that. Find the data type of capital, of, in your case, location, from the DF2. Have we all done this?
Some object.
Exactly. Did we all get the same thing? Those online, if you got objects that is correct, please reply with your favorite emoji. Is everyone there? Are we there? Oh, your laptop is having issues. You're done? Everyone done? Yes, Hassan, you can use DF info. It will give you the information about everything about this table. Are we done? Okay, let's move forward. Let's try zip. We use zip to combine lists together to create a table. So if you have different lists and you just want to make them compact in one single table, you can make use of this zip. Let's quickly try this. Create two lists of your choice, then apply the zip function to it. Are we done this? Those on have we tried it?
Looks like we have to manually.
Yes,
Looks like we have to manually assign the names of the columns.
Yes.
We use lists instead of the dictionary.
Yes, we have to. We have to. Have we gotten results?
Yes.
Everyone? So from this, we learned that we can, if we have lists and we want to combine it and make it into a data frame, which is a table, we can make use of this function zip to achieve that. In place of dictionary. Is everyone done? Okay. Can we move on? All right. Let's quickly talk about series. Series represents a single column, an independent column in a data frame. So if you want to create a table where you can like separate out a single column later, you can use series for it. You can call out a column, makes it more organized. So when we create the dictionary, we add in the function PD series to indicate that this is a column, content of a column. We're not going to try this, but I'm sure it's really explanatory as we're looking at it. It's basically like dictionary, but we're adding in the function series as columns. Now, let's try importing data into our workbook. Have we all gotten the link for the data? It's in the share file. Okay, let me share the link on the platform. Okay. Let me put the list here, the link here for you guys to access. Just quickly download the data set so that we can work on it. I've sent the link, those online. Please download the data set. The data set 2006 for Excel and CSV. Please, when you have done that, please reply me with your favorite emoji. And everyone here, let me know when you've downloaded the data set. And take note of the location you're downloading the data set into, because we will need it when we want to call it. Similarly, you're using Google Colab, so you will download your data set into your drive, then import Google Drive and access the data from there. Is everyone done? Okay. Let's start working with it. Whenever you want to import your data set into your notebook to start working on, you have to consider the type of file you're using. So here, the first one we'll be working with is CSV. So it's when we know that our file is a CSV file, that's how we'll know which function we use to load it up into our notebook. For CSV files, we use the function read CSV. So we call pandas package, and then the function within the package read CSV. Then the location of where this data we want to use is. That's what we have here on the screen. My data is located in data, and the name of in the directory data, and this is the name of the file of the data set. So please try that on your end with the location of your own data. And call the data set. This is the results that you most likely see. While we're doing that, another way, if your data set is in is an Excel file, you can use CSV function to call an Excel file. So what we use is another function called read Excel. It's the same thing, but especially for Excel files. Have we gotten the one for a result for this I told us to do? All right, please, let's get done quickly. Now, if you want to take a look at the top rows of our, have we imported our data set? Everyone? Okay, so let's move on to working on this data. If we want to view the first few rows of our data set to check it out, how do we do that? Any idea? Please. GF. Okay, yes. We'll first call the file name, then we'll put head, which represents the first few rows of that data set. And if we want to do for the bottom last few data rows, in that we use tail. Yes, Omodolapo. That's correct. So after we've imported our data, let's try both head. Let's try using both the function head and tail together. This one or the top one? Please let me know where you are. Yes, Ayomide, you have to use the path to the folder, to the data set you downloaded. After loading your data set, I said you should try getting the first few rows and the last few rows using head and tail function. Now this statement brings out the head of the data set, which we can see here. And for this, brings out the first few top rows for this column population. Brings out the data for this, the first few data values of this column population. If we are done that, please reply with your favorite emoji. Let me know if everyone has done that here. Huh? Have you done it? This one. We saved pandas as PD. You imported pandas as PD now, didn't you? Yeah, so you don't need to call pandas again, just PD. Then read CSV. Read CSV. That's how you call the function. Is everyone there now? Okay, Olushola, take out the C's, like take out from C down to this forward slash, then change the slashes to backward slash. Okay, just remove from C down to download, leave download alone, then try it. It should give you, should import it well now. Olushola, try the code I just sent you. Let me know if you still get an error. Has everyone done it? Olushola, what error are you getting? Let me see it. Is everyone done? Olushola, that's because we are supposed to download the file that is 2006. The file name is 2006 CSV. I'm seeing X806 here. Correct that. All right. Can we move forward now? Okay. Can you hear me, on people online? I said we can use describe. We've learned how to use tail. We've learned how to use head to check the contents of our data, the top and the bottom of our data. So I said describe, the function describe. We use it for descriptive analysis to do a summary of our descriptive analysis about our data, where we can get the number. You can use count. We can use mean to find the mean of our data sets, the standard deviation, and simple statistics like that about our data. And it's important for us to do descriptive statistics before we start working on our data, because it will give us more information about what we're working with. And we use this include all attributes to give us more information, like all the information about that data set. And with that, I said we've come to the end of pandas, and we'll be moving into data processing and visualization. Are we all clear on that? Okay. Abimbola, is that fine? Or I should still scroll up a bit? Those online, are we ready to move on? Because I'm about to move into data visualization right now. Okay, all right. All right, please, online people online, please let me know if you can see the new topic that we're working on now. Okay. Okay, that is great. Now let's talk about data visualization. We use it to visualize, make our data easy to understand when we are presenting to people. So we use in Python, we have libraries that help us accomplish that. Those libraries are examples of those libraries are Matplotlib and others like Seaborn, Plotly, and the rest, as we can see. As you can see on the screen here. So they help us visualize our data basically. And we'll be working on Matplotlib today. Important things we need to know about that we'll be using is the figure, which specifies the kind of plot that we want to create, and the axis that gives us dimension on our plot. Please, those online, are you following me? Okay. So now we are going to import Matplotlib. And we do that using this, import the library into our notebook using this code. We have to import Matplotlib, and we have to also import NumPy. Can we quickly try this? Import Matplotlib and save it as PLT, then import NumPy, save it as NumPy as MP, and plot this simple graph. You can change the elements. You're plotting a line graph here. This attribute gives it color. It changes the color. I see it's now green. So you can put in the attributes to specify the color you want. We use the function show to visualize, to give us a result, to bring out our graph. And we use that in Matplotlib. Please, have you gotten your result? Okay. Let's add more details to this graph. And what do you think we should add to this graph? Exactly. So let's add the x-axis label and the y-axis label. And it also needs a title. These are the functions we use to add label to our graph. X label to specify that we are putting this label for the x-axis, y label for the y-axis, and title. Can we quickly try this? We learned how to generate random numbers, didn't we? We learned that yesterday. So if you don't want to manually input the values, you just want to generate values for the plot you'll be making, you can make use of that function. I'll be showing you that in a minute. Are we all done with this? Please, those online, please indicate you are following me with your favorite emoji. Let me know if you've done this plot. Has everyone done that on site? Everyone? We are done? Are you done? Okay, let's move on. Let's generate automatic values. This one just creates two graphs with the same graph, but from here to here in different colors, yes. All right, this one, this is what we want to focus on. So we first generate 10 random numbers with the function arrange. And we save that in the variable x. Then we now want our y-axis to be sign. Yes, sign of x. Then we'll make our y-axis cos of x. We'll now plot that. Can we try it? It will be two different graphs, yes, on the same plot. Olushola, we added the attribute color here to make the different colors. at the end of what we want, yeah, look, from here to here, it specifies the graph from here to here. And we said we want it in green. So we put that here as green. Then the rest of the remaining, we've separated it out and we want it to be blue. That's what we have here. And it gives us this. Is that clear? Okay, everybody, have we tried this? Are we all done? Have we done it? Okay. Have you run? You've run it, have you?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything that you're not clear about this graph we just created? Huh? Anyone? You want me to scroll up? Recap on this graph. Okay. So we generated 10 numbers, a range of 10 numbers. Using the first line of code, we printed it. We saved it in the variable x. Then we wanted to make our x axis. So we wanted it to be cosine, results from sine, and other y-axis results from cos. So we applied sine function into our notebook by using np.sine using x. So each number in x from 0 to 9, we will apply sine to it. Our answer what will be stored in y, which we are going to be using for our graph. Then same thing goes with cos, the cosine. And we stored it in z. So after that, we now plotted two graphs on the same plot, where the first one will be a graph of x against y, which means a range of 10 numbers against the sign of those numbers. That is x and y, basically a graph between this and this. Then we also made a graph between x and z, which means that graph is indicating, is displaying the cosine of those numbers. So is that clear? That's what we have here. Okay, can we move on?
Yes. So y displays the sine of x and z displays the cos of x.
Of x, yes. Let's quickly discuss subplots. So subplots, we use subplots to create small, multiple plots within our graph. Instead of the first one that we just did that created two graphs on the same plot. This one, it will create multiple graphs, and this is how we do it. Our first plot, we specify that we are making a subplot, which is by calling our function the function subplot. So we'll do plt.subplot in one, and putting the variables here, which says that we have one row, we have two columns, and index 1. So it will be in, okay, how do I put this? Take a look at this. This is one row, but we have two columns, meaning two graphs, indicating two graphs. And to specify which one we are working on, at the moment, we put 1, index 1. To know that the details we're about to put in, details of the graph we're about to put in is for the first graph. So then we now put in, tell it to create the graph, yes, tell it the parameters of that graph, and we'll give it a color, then and a title, then we'll now print it here using show. The same thing we do it here, but for the second one, we shall specify that is the second graph we're talking about, index 2, and it will print out to give us this. But as you can see, if we take out, let's comment this. Let's comment this, then run what we just did. If we just run this like this, it gives us a plot that doesn't have space within it. So to add space, if you had like 4 graphs on this, there wouldn't have been space. So to specify the width within each block, that's why we have this code here. To give it the gap spacing the way we want it. Is that clear? People online, please respond that you're following me. Everyone here, are we getting it? Yeah. You said? I'm listening to you. The indexing that one follows is for when we are working with lists. This one we are working with Python, matplotlib, yes. No, you just need to take note of it. You don't need to try it. It's not a class activity. Okay. Can we move forward? Other platforms that we can use for this, we can use Power BI, we can use Tableau, we can use Excel, but those are packages, like tools that can automatically plot the graphs. But here we are using Python So we use codes instead. So we tell the computer what exactly we want. We want a want a histogram, want a line graph, depending on our data set. So can we move to data processing right now?
Yes.
Interchange the axis. Yes, you can change it. Yes, if you specify how. We can't practice everything because of our time. We have less than 40 minutes left. But if we finish everything on time and there's something you want to practice, we can go back to it. So the important thing is like completing the whole class today. Do you get that, Precious? So let's move to data preprocessing. Okay. Tuluwani, is that fine? Or I should scroll up a bit more? Okay, now data preprocessing is a very important step. It's a very important step in data analytics, in data science. You have to clean your data, you have to process your data before you start making use of it for analysis or for training a model. So for that, the basic things, basic libraries we can use for preprocessing is in Python is pandas and NumPy. So as we've already, okay, in this notebook, you already have pandas and NumPy installed in your notebook, do you not?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start working on processing our data.
Do we need a link to download this as well?
I think we should just use the data you already downloaded. Let's make use of that. User? Yes. Let me check it. Is it cleaned? Because I don't think this data set is in that SharePoint file.
Nonetheless, I guess we could still draw from 2016.
Yes, we can use it. All right, let's import the data set into our notebook. Oh, we already have it imported. Okay. So let's check the information on it. How do we do that? Which function do we use? This data set is not available on the SharePoint. So we are using the one we already, the 2006 CSV, yes. Favor, that is good. We use df.info. So what do we see from our data, from checking the information on our data? Yes, what do we see there? Like the information from
37 items per state.
Yeah. Do we have any non-values in our data?
No.
Okay. If we had non-values from the data you have, is there anyone you think is not useful for, is not really important for the analysis we want to perform? There isn't. You don't think there's any? It's just 3 columns, exactly. So if we had columns that were not useful for analysis, or we had null values, we'll have to remove them from the data. So that how we'll do that, we use the function drop to delete those values. Like now, the information about this data set on the screen shows that there are redundant values here. And also there are null values, and there are also values that are not important for this evaluation that we want to do. Let's say we want to check the amount of movies in each country, because this is a movie data. So there are some information columns that will not be needed for that analysis. We'll take that out. I will use the drop function here like this. You state the column name, and we state it as an attribute, then we drop it. Do you know what the in-place attribute is used for? Do you know what the in-place attribute is used for? When you perform functions like this, like drop in pandas, it doesn't save it to the back. It just brings out, okay, like now you work on this data, it will bring out a duplicate sheet where it will show you your answer. It will drop it here. But really in the database behind, it hasn't reflected there. So when we use in-place attributes, it reflects behind too and removes those redundant values from behind. We do this to reduce error, so that if you made a mistake in dropping something important, you can still go back. It's until you're sure that, okay, this is exactly what we want. We want to remove these values, you put it in place. It will reflect in the original database. The axis 1 is to represent that you are working on a column. For 0, it means you want to remove values in the rows. Are we all clear? Those online? The data set. For this one, I thought it was going to be in the link that was shared, but it's only the first one for the NumPy, for the NumPy and pandas that we have there. This data set hasn't been shared. So can we move? Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Sadiq, you have the data set, you can use it. You import that data set. Share the link, please. Do you have access to the team, to the meeting? Let me share. It has. Sadiq, please share the link to the data set so we can work on it. So while that is being done, let's move forward. So now we'll now check again. You can see that it has been removed. Those values that we didn't want, it has been removed. Then from here, we notice that our data type is integer. It's integer because you need to know the type of data you're working with to be able to perform analysis. And so we know that our data is mainly integer and objects. So how do we deal with missing values? Those online, please, are you following me? Do you have any questions? Any clarifications? Okay, you have sent it. Let me share this. Okay, this is the link to this data. I will quickly go there and download it. Let me know when you've downloaded it. Are we downloading it? This is the link here. This one. Let's be fast so we can cover more ground and I have time for questions. Thank you, Sadiq, for sharing the data set we need. Okay, those online, if you've downloaded the data set, you just need to import it into your notebook the way I showed earlier, and start checking the information about it, do descriptive analysis on it, and then check the information about the data set, and drop the redundant columns. How many of us here have downloaded the data set? Are we already working on it? Okay. As I said, to know what to drop, first of all, you check for null values. And when you have null values, you know that you're dropping that because it's not important. It's just creating space on your data set. Just like when you're using Excel, you have to clean your data first. You remove the empty data sets and the ones that are redundant. So that's what we are doing here with Python. So we remove the null, the empty columns, and the columns that are redundant. Columns like shelf marks. I don't think that is important to this data and what we want to do with it. So we take it out. It depends on the analysis you want to take. You determine what is really necessary to keep in the data to make it clean and ready for use.
I'm having trouble getting this file from this one.
You weren't able to download it. You weren't able to download it. Where are we? Where are we all now? Where have we all gotten to? Link. Okay. That's the link. Okay, in place is an attribute that accommodates error. So how it works is when you use drop functions like this, it creates a duplicate of your original data set that you're using, like a sandbox, where whatever you did in that, where whatever you dropped, it reflects there. But in your original database, it hasn't reflected there. So when you're satisfied with your results and it's correct, you didn't make mistakes, you put in place to be true. So it updates the database and reflects those corrections on it. Then for axis is to specify whether you're using whether you want the function to apply to your columns or you want it to apply to your rows. So one, is that clear? So we have axis 1 because 1 represents the column, 0 represents rows. So we are making drop function to apply to the columns, to remove columns that we don't want. Or do you guys have data that you can just use? If you have data sets that you can just use. Since we are, some of us are having issues downloading that data set.
Can I share?
Yes, you can. Because our time is almost up. Use the data that you have and just apply these functions to it. Play around with it. Habib, you want me to scroll up to where? Please specify. Okay. What did you make as your axis? Habib. Is the name of your data set CSVDF3? The 3 is behind it. Let me see the error you got. I mean the final error message, the keynote. Okay, since the data type you are using is not the one, it's not the same as the one on the screen. That is why you have that. Those columns are not present in that data set. So it can't remove what is not there. Which data set did you make use of? Okay. Where are we all? Where have we all got into? You have downloaded. You've done the functions I asked. Okay. Start working on it, please. If you're performing data analysis tasks, after cleaning your data, you can start visualizing and making analysis with it. We've processed this. If you are making use, if you are doing a data science task after cleaning, and you want to show some visualization for context, you use data visualization tool we just did. Then you now start training your model based on this data. But first of all, your data has to be clean. Your data has to be prepared. You need to perform analysis on it first. So, because of time, let's go through missing values, which is going to be our last topic. How do we deal with missing values? First of all, you need to know which column has missing values. So to do that in Python, you have to use the isNull function, where we check the data sets that we have, the data frame we have, and you tell it to add up all the missing values it has in each column. So now identifier, as we can see here, has no missing values. The same goes for publication, place of publication, but we have some missing 181 missing values in date of publication. And we also have more missing values in publisher and author. So what do we do about that? These missing values is much, but compared to the data, we need to find out if it's like taking off, if half of it is missing, or maybe it's just like a quarter of it, if you can overlook it. So we need to get the percentage, where we would multiply by 100 over the length of the data frame to get the percentage value of the missing data in each column. So now, after we've done that, we see that publisher is taking off 50%. We can't use publisher because half the data is missing. We'll have to take it out. You won't be able to use publisher, then, or we can, if it's something we can replace, we can use a model to replace it. We can use pandas.fill now. Here, this function. We can use this function to replace, automatically generate answers, replacement answers for those missing values. But it depends on the kind of values that are missing. If it's like age, let's say we have column age that is missing values, we can leave it as 0 to represent null. if the data set is in integer. So, or we can automatically generate age for it. How will we do that? We'll check the average of the type of average age to replace that missing values. So it depends on the kind of data you're working on. So that's why you need to have to do descriptive statistics first of your data. Are we all clear on this? Is everybody getting me? Okay. Then finally, let's talk about renaming columns. So we have this data here, Olympics data. We open it up, we check the rows, and we see using the head function, we see that it has no heading. We can't use the data set like this, we have to correct it. So how do we do that? We apply the attributes, the attribute header, we tell the machine that we want the first row to now be our header. Because we see that here we have, like, in this data, we have, in the data set, it wasn't specified in the table that this is heading. So everything was classified as data values. So we'll tell our our notebook, our Python machine, to make the first row our header. That's why we have header equals 1. So the result from that, we make this the head. We make the first row the heading, our column names. Chibuke, where should I scroll up to? Renaming columns. Percentage area, okay. Is that okay? Have you gotten what you needed? Chibuke. Please, I hope I'm making sense. Are you following it? Are you understanding everything I'm talking about? Yes, okay. The Olympic data set, no, we don't have the Olympics data set. But I can find a way to share it to you guys after the class. Okay, now we've made this our heading, but it's still not perfect. It's still not making sense. So how do we fix this? We will have to rename those column names. I will do that by using the dictionary to rename them. Well, the first key will be our previous name. The new key will be what we want to replace it with. Those that have the data set, can we try it? See what our response will be. Is this clear? This is clear. You can try with your data sets to change the header. with the data you have, just for fun, to change it to whatever you like, name you like. But the ones that have this specific data set, you can try this. This will help our data make more sense, like giving it the correct heading. Yeah, you have a question? Oh, okay. After we've specified what we want our new headings to be for each column, we'll now call the function rename. And rename, we take in two attributes. First, the columns. You specify that, okay, you know, we've already stored the new names that we want it to be, the new names we want our column to be in the variable new names. So we'll call it and specify and put it in our attributes here, like this. df, in this, meaning in this data frame, I want to rename my columns into the content of this variable, new name. And I want it in place. I want it to reflect in the database, original database. That's what this line of code means, basically. And this is the result we get from it. The heading have changed. So that brings us to the end of today's class. Any questions? Number column.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in case you want to, the very first, beside country.
Okay, this one.
No, the end.
This one. That's the serial number. You can give it a name.
Okay, so just about this.
Oh. Hold on. Oh, okay. You know, in each data set, Python we give it its own serial number. So in the real data set, it's not really reflecting there. So it's not necessarily part of the data set. It's just telling you that, okay, I recognize this as the rows. This is the first row, second row, third row.
So how do we can give it
if you want to give it a new column, you can add a column where you will name it serial number, then infuse the values on that, generate range of values for it. That will be your serial number. In the database, it will create that column for serial number.
But you can't
delete this?
Yes. Like if I create a new column and name it serial number, can I delete this blank one?
No, I don't think you can. You can't. Any question? Yeah. Okay. Okay. When we have the data frame, yes. You were talking of missing values. Missing values in our column specifically. So how do we remove it? First, we need to check. We've already seen that. We have missing values in publication. We have missing values in publisher and in author. We want to know you can't just remove it like that because it might be minute. So we know the percentage first before we now remove it.
It seems like she's asking if the need to be, because this is the end.
Yes.
Just wondering if there's a new name for the data frame, I guess.
You can specify a new name for the data frame. You can assign a new variable for that data frame. We are working. Yes. Okay. Can we always? Two. Okay, if you're working with customer data, what is the what will you want to accomplish from that data? Do you want to check the amount of people that will come, amount of returning customers, or is it you want to check the rate of new customers you have? Now, I'm just giving an example. So let's say that's what you just want to check in that data set, the amount of new customers you have. So that data we have, or the rate at which new customers, the amount of new customers you have, and the rate at which old customers will use your platform. So in that kind of data, you know that customers' engagement with that platform, the data you have on that will be important for that data set. Like now, information like let's say you have the customers which part of data? Let's say you have information about the customer in that data that is not really important for you to answer that question of how many customers come in, return back to using the app. You can separate that. Like, do you think customer details of the time that they use, the time and the date they use the app, returning customers, do you think it's important for the analysis? If you think it's important for your analysis, you keep it. Those are the kind of pre-processing processes that we do. As a yes. Yes. You need to check your data thoroughly, but it will be based on the yes, based on the solution you want to achieve. You check your data and prepare it for that. Any more questions? Okay, thank you so much for this class. Okay. I want you to try this classwork, this as the homework. No, leave that. Just this. The data set will be shared later on the group. So try this as an assignment.
When is this due?
Tomorrow.
So thank you very much for those online and those on site. I want to say thank you for joining. Please, with your favorite emoji, and those on site with a clap. Can we just celebrate the facilitator for a job well done? Okay, good. So I have a few announcements for us, for everyone on this call. And then I'm very sure that some of us will be able to guess it. Okay, good. But Okay, good. So let me just share this so that those here can see. Okay, good. So we are celebrating the ladies. I mentioned yesterday. And so if you are a lady, if you're a woman, and then you are in Lagos State or in the environment, so you can just join us on the 6th of March. That's next week, Wednesday. On the 6th of March is for women. Yeah, yeah. So this is actually being facilitated under Our Ladies in AI. I told you that we're inclusive, and that we have a dedicated community for the ladies. And so the ladies in AI community, they are hosting this to celebrate the women in AI, or celebrating women generally. And so we have a fantastic facilitator, as you can see on the screen. We have so it's a full pack on that day. There are a lot of souvenirs, there are a lot of incentives. Oh, it's going to be an interesting day. Okay, good. So thank you very much. Please, I want to remind you, if you are here to make a post about this, we are monitoring it. Yeah, so if you are here to make a post about what you're learning, you need to do that. Today is the third day. You need to make a post about it and hashtag AI Everyday 2024. It is very, very important you do that. Hashtag AI Everyday 2024. Now, let me just take you through this. This is our annual calendar. So that's the annual calendar. That's how it looks like. This stage, we are moving to the next stage by March, and then we have a lot in stock for our participants, especially those that will be meeting the requirement. That's 80% attendance and 80% in assessment grading. So it's very, very important. And there are also other events that we hold. One of it is the Telegram Hour. Very, very important for you to be part of our Telegram house. The last event was on picture to word to picture, text to image. It was very interesting. You building, leveraging on LLMs to build a solution that can, convert your text to image. Okay, so this is the barcode you can scan to view our calendar. And then after that, we have communities everywhere. And then we want you to join our community in case you have not yet joined the community. And you can also start a community near you. As I've earlier mentioned, that we need to let the cycle of benevolence, you need to make sure that it continues. So you have been trained, then you need to train others. So in your community, to raising a millionaire talent, we need you to also be ambassadors of DSN by starting a tutorial, a community where you can start teaching those who are in your community. So it's so easy. And also to know our communities, the ambassadors, the details of the ambassador can just scan that barcode to have access. So thank you very much. I'm very grateful for all of you for your attentiveness and for staying to the end of the class. So those on site, we are going to be taking group picture. Today is the last physical day, as you all know. So tomorrow is going to be totally virtual. It's going to be totally virtual. Tomorrow and Friday will be totally virtual. So we are going to take a group picture. I, myself, the community team, and the facilitators, we are going to be taking image together that I can also post on your and you can also have our LinkedIn, Twitter handles that you can also mention us for publicity and for amplification. So thank you very much, and do take care of yourself. Also, those online will be selecting some of us that will be having some interview section based on what you've learned before, what your expectation, and then what you have been able to gain afterwards. So online, if you are interested in granting an interview, you can make a recording. We just share the questions to you. You make your recordings, and then you send it to us. We edit it, and to be good to go. So thank you very much, and then do enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, bye.
I've waited patiently.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner is DSN Data Science Nigeria.
On me, so stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up.
Congratulations, DSN, on winning the AI ML Excellence Awards and the AOT 5.0 Awards. We all want to say congratulations!
Congratulations, DSN.
It's just life that
Congratulations, DSN.
have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, stand up. Stand up for the champions, stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, stand up. And when I fall down, pick myself up.
Congratulations to DSN.
Fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I